Hey, good morning, folks. Lester here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it or not, just using my iPhone, but I'm sitting here and I'm coming outside this morning. It's early, it's around 8 o'clock. It's the weekend, so I'm just waking up. And it's the holiday, so folks, I can see what I thought was smoke at first, right there in Texas pasture. But as I looked closer and kind of adjusted my eyes, kind of cleaned up, wiped the sleep out of them, I see there's water. There's a fine mist of water. And so that means that somebody somehow turned the water on. So I'm about to walk out. The sun has come up. All the babies are hanging out, getting a little sun. It was a cold night last night. Oh, and they love laying in the sun, warming their backs. There's Pearl over there eating on some hay. I see all the babies, so they're pretty happy. All right, I'm gonna go there and see what's going on in the barn. As I'm making my way over, I will show you something I'm really excited about. I haven't moved the hay over yet, but dun, 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 the new hay barn has been set up, well, built, constructed. You know, these guys came over here and did it in a day. We had the concrete guys came one day and did all the concrete work. And I think you remember that video. Lester slowed them down because I didn't have enough dirt. I didn't have the ground leveled. And so they had to give me an hour to call a guy that we know that we use quite a bit to bring a load of dirt out. And I was kind of upset the guy jumped on my tractor that day and began to, yeah, he just jumped on my tractor and began to move dirt around. And that kind of freaked me out. But no, the other guys have shown up. Today is the 27th. So they came over here on the 22nd. And they got to work on this thing and they put it up. I've been waiting to bring a video of you to you guys with me putting the hay into it, moving the hay around. But I wanted to do that all in one video. And so, problem is, yesterday when we were using the hoverboards, LE made a video and he's in here and I made a video in here and everyone's saying, oh, the barn, you finished the barn. Well, we haven't finished it, but I am working on it. Let me turn this water off and then I'll get back and show you what I'm gonna do over here. This is not the first time this has happened, unfortunately. So I try to put this, hey, hi babies, morning kids. Oh, wow, what a mess. What a mess. So what's happened is I have the hay. I put that hay over here. It can stay nice and dry and they can come out and get out of the weather. You know, I have one roll of hay under the hay bar, but since I have all three of the cows in here, I'll put a second one over here. And what they do, they get up here eating on it. I'm gonna go around from the back side so I don't get myself wet. They come over here eating on it, and as the hay gets low enough, they can, their horns start pushing in around that water fixture, and they end up turning it on. It's just a fine mist, but it's been on for a while because you saw how wet the ground is. Give me a second here. All right, so I'm gonna spin the camera and be kind of looking down at what's going on over here. And I know this is quite the mess, but that's the one right there. And so it just takes a real fine movement. I should actually mount this on the other side. Well, so much for keeping their hay nice and dry. It's getting low. It's time for me to put more rolls over here. I'll hook the tractor up today and move some fresh hay around. Let me show you something else though that I noticed walking in here. Oh, looky there. Cornholio and Gloria. Hey, you two. They're getting along well. Cornholio is still enjoying showing off his amazing feathers. because he's such a pretty boy. And you still see some of the green and the red in his feathers. That's remnants of his letter to Santa Claus. I hope y'all are able to see that. Hey, Stella. Yeah, so they're getting along real well. Her feet are looking a lot better too. You all know that when we got her, there was a foot issue. And we have not taken her, hey, Trudy, sweet girl. I wasn't coming to love, baby. I didn't come for belly rubs. I'm talking about Cornholio and Gloria. Yeah, so her feet are looking a whole lot better. Trudy, sweetie, I didn't come for belly rubs, baby. I just didn't. It's not. Okay. How can you say no? Seriously, how can you say no? All right, so many things going on here, Gloria. So many things going on here right now. Oh, boy. This is not supposed to be one of them. I want to go talk about the hay bar. Or the hay bar. The hay barn. All right. I'll be right back. All right. You guys are good. Okay, the water's turned off. I need to bring them some more hay. I'll do that in a little bit. Let me get up and get moving around first. I haven't even made my coffee yet. I haven't even started the coffee yet, but they have made quite the mess. That water's been on for a while, and they're all looking for breakfast, and I'll do that. These guys want their breakfast. I'll do that. Guys, there's so much to do. Gloria, Cornholio, and Trudy, I can't. Sweetie, I do love you so much, but I can't give belly rubs right now, baby. Cornholio and Gloria want to be fed too. Everybody wants their breakfast. I slept late, guys. There's no reason to wake up early. Jamie's not here. She's been gone for a while for Christmas. The boys are both asleep. So, yeah, I'm just moving slow. I'm moving real slow. Chickens are all up and about. Okay, I am so excited about this hay barn. So I should first of all give all the glory to God and for the people who represent him here on earth. True angels, the folks who financially support our page and our farm through our page. A lot of the things that you see here, most of the things that you see here that have gotten done this year in 2020, which has been a really lousy year for so many people, it was not because of Lester and Jamie. You know, Lester and Jamie both work, and we both, well, I mean, I'll be honest, as embarrassed as I am to say this, Jamie and I are both and have always been paycheck to paycheck people. Yeah, we are paycheck to paycheck people, which means that we have bills enough to where when we get paid, we pay our bills, and then we're just hoping and praying for that next paycheck. But we started the Facebook, gave our business, and we do call this a business, the sanctuary. We do have a business page. They gave us the option to have a supporters link to where people can support the page financially. And of course, we have our wish list on Amazon, and that's nice. We get a lot of feeds that way. On our actual website, www.I'mASurvivorSanctuary.com, we have a little link where people can actually donate money if they choose to, but we never, ever, ever ask for it. And I'll say it again, folks, we're not the page who's ever going to ask you for money. We're not. Because Jamie and I started this endeavor knowing it was going to be Jamie and I doing something, for the animals, the abandoned, the neglected, the abused animals in this county, and it ended up expanding to reach animals in several states, those that neighbor our state of Texas. But once we opened up the supporter link on the Facebook page, and we had several thousand people start donating money to us on a monthly basis, so now we get a couple of $1,000s every month that it goes straight to the farm. Folks, we are a nonprofit, and part of that process is it's very strict on what you can and cannot use money on. And so as the nonprofit, we're able to turn that money into farm-related expenses. So the first thing that we did when we got that, I tripped over the kitty. The first thing that we did, and I made a video about this not too long ago, the first thing that we did was put the roof on this barn. You know, Jamie and I came by in March and built the part around it. And then we were able to put the roof over it to make it an official barn with one of our first checks. We saved a couple of those checks, and then we were able to get the pond dug. I might have to run over there. Let me put my camera in high speed. Yes. So we saved a couple of those checks, and then we were able to have the pond dug this summer. And so that has been a huge blessing. And that was pretty expensive. That was something that we could not do ourselves. Whereas the barn we did ourselves. We could not do the pond ourselves. We had to, contract that out. And then we begin to gather our money together for our third time. So our third project this year. Folks, I want you to hear what I'm saying. Our third project this year that we've been able to do from the folks who support the animals through the page is build this thing. Well, we didn't build it. We had it built. We can't do concrete work. But we went down to the metal building place and we found the design that we wanted. And then we found the measurements that we could afford. And so they came out first and they put the concrete down. And then about a week later, they gave the concrete a week or so to cure, they call it, harden. And then they came by with the building. It was already pre-manufactured, so all of these things came in a big trailer. And those guys, there was 3 of them, they just got out and started unloading and bolting things down, and they put this thing up in a day. So we're so excited. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I know I'm rambling on, and I've probably spent way too much time to hold most of your attention. And that's a shame. That's a shame, really it is. I mean, if you make a tiny short video, people demand and beg and scream for longer videos. You make a long video, and Lester's rambling, the video's too long. Get to it, get to the chase. You can't make everybody happy, I've learned that. But you have made us very happy. The fact that you take time to watch any of our videos, that you share them, you like them, and then when you comment on them, it gives us a chance to read your stories, and I love that. So real fast, the design for this new barn, the reason that we got it in this shape, and these metal buildings come in so many different shapes and designs. So we wanted to have it built like this. This middle section is going to be for our hay. You know that we've had our hay stacked outside for years. My dad's hay has always been stacked outside. You know, it takes a pretty large structure to bring your hay inside and keep it out of the weather. But through the weathering process, hay does deteriorate pretty fast, and doesn't take long with rain coming down where your hay just kind of begins to get kind of moldy. And sometimes this much of your hay, and I know the shadow effect is horrible, this much of your hay all the way around, the cows and stuff won't eat it. The nutritious stuff's here in the middle where it stayed nice and dry, but what we find is there more and more hay that's not going eaten the longer the stuff sits here. So this has been kind of a problem for a while. And so we're gonna have a place now we can put the hay. I'm gonna have to stop my video, and folks, I'm embarrassed. I'm wearing my boxers, and here's my sister-in-law Lou. So you're in a video. You look beautiful, but look how I'm representing, Lou. Look how I'm representing, and you.
Brindley will be happy.
Huh?
Brindley will be happy.
Well, Brindley got me these shoes, but I'm wearing my boxers, Lou, and my sister-in-law has seen me in boxers many times, folks, in situations just like this. They live.
It's nothing new.
Dan's house is back up behind that barn. Anyway, what are y'all doing?
I'm going shopping.
Oh, okay. You just come to say hi in your I'm a Survivor t-shirt?
Yep. representing today.
you look beautiful, and she's off shopping. That's awesome, Lou. All right, Lou.
See ya.
Yeah, I'm videoing the hay in the barn, and not me and my sexy legs and my boxers.
Interrupted your video.
It's okay, Lou. It's for a good cause. Lou's wearing one of those shirts. How embarrassing is that? And Lou, poor Lou, that's Daniel's wife. We call him Uncle Dan. But Lou saw me out. She wanted to come by and show off her t-shirt. Love you, Lou. It's nice having family live nearby, you know. So Lou and Dan they have that's their big garage barn over there where Dan keeps his boat and his truck. Lou parked in that little side parking spot right over there. And their house is hard to see, but you can kind of see the crest of their house right over there. Now, Lou and Dan are lucky. They have Brienne, who's their daughter, and she lives right there in that little house. And then Dan and Lou, along with Sister Kim, built that little house right there for Jake. So he lives there with Brinley. Now, of course, Brinley, pretty much, even though she may live in that little house with Jake, she stays in that house with Lou, or she stays up here with me and Jami. She stays with my mom and dad, who live. Brinley stays with my mom and dad, who live not right there. Boy, it's hard to see from this far away, but right through there's mom and dad's house. And man, it's awesome that we all live here together, unless we're arguing. If we're arguing, boy, it's hard to live this close to each other when you're arguing. We don't argue a whole lot, luckily, but well, let me continue on and tell you what my plans are for the hay barn. Okay, so folks, I know you want to eat. Give me a couple of minutes here to finish my video. Even the animals are saying that I'm rambling on. Folks, I don't know how this is going to work out. And there's a lot of horse people who are going to say, nope, that's never going to work. But we're going to do this anyway. So, total, we have Dan, Dixie, Bucky's, Voodoo, Ivy, Forrest, Imogene, and soon-to-be baby donkey. Did y'all count all those? That's 8. Now look what I want to do. I want to build a stall, a stall, a stall, a stall, a stall, a stall. Guys, I think you get the idea. So what I was going to do is come by, when I save some more of the money, and build dividers. Over here, I'll put and build me a nice opening, closing gate. And so I will have each animal will be able to come in and go into their stall. And everyone says, I have asked this question to so many people, and you might know that an animal will learn its stall. And so at first it may be a little bit chaotic, but at some point these babies will learn their stalls. And what I will do over on this side, I will have their feed troughs. So I can walk along on this side and pour their bucket of feed, their bucket of feed, bucket of feed, bucket of feed, all the way down. I can close them in at night, open them up in the day. I can open them one at a time and allow them to go back out into the big pastures. We already cleaned the barn in here anyway of all the poop and whatnot, so that will just be one more added farm chore. But that's fine. In a way, that makes me think that it will give them more of a, well, number one, they'll be out of the elements. They'll be safe at night. You remember that Bucky's here was attacked not too long ago, and that's not it. He got attacked bad down in the woods one night. It'll just keep them a lot safer, keep them here at the barn. And I think that they need a stall. I mean, come on, they put horses in stables. And so even though we're not going to have a horse stable, we've always thought this would be a great place to have the horses have a place. I'll put the pads down, you know, the rubber mats in their stalls for them to stand on. And then what'll be cool about that is whenever I allow the cows back in here, the cows can have access to go into their barn over here without the horses bothering them. As it is right now, our Mr. Alpha male, this one right here, he goes into the barn and lets no one else come in. And so it's the saddest thing when he'll sometimes let Voodoo in, and he'll sometimes let baby girl there, Ivy, can go in. But for some reason, he runs the show here. And he lets some animals in, and some animals are not allowed in. And so we could have the heaviest of rains or the hottest summer heats, and he's in there nice and cool, yet no one else can go in. And so that's sad to us. So I think that once they have their own stalls, that'll be a lot easier. This is going to be a 4-foot by 12-foot is the measurement of it. And I believe that's big enough for a stall that has room they can turn around if they choose to. I hope they don't look over at each other and try to bite and be mean. I don't think they will. But folks, it may be I don't know how this is going to work out. I will contact some more people. I really will. I'll talk to Courtney, and I'll even contact our friend Rick and folks who know about this kind of stuff, who are in the horse world. And I will be reading, folks, the comments that you put and seeing if this is going to be something that's feasible or if I'm just wasting my time. I don't want to just waste my time, but if it's something that's feasible, then I will certainly dedicate some of the monies that we get through the sanctuary, the nonprofit, and I will build these horses their own little stalls. I would love to see that happen. The hay will all go here. This is going to be for the hay. Okay, this is a 48-foot long. It's 48 foot long, and it's 24 foot wide, and this is really high. So we normally go through 60 rolls of hay a year is what we go through. My dad goes through that many rolls of hay as well with his cows and goats, horses and whatnot. So I made sure that I had this big enough to where we could fit in here 120 rolls of hay. I measured the hay. I'll be able to stack the hay down, and then we can double stack and even triple stack. And so we have enough room in here to stack all of our hay. So me and Dad, and this is awesome, this makes me feel really special. Me and Dad, for the first time in his life, and folks, he's in his mid-70s, will be able to give our animals fresh hay that will stay out of the elements, that will have no mold and mildew, nothing they have to pick and choose around. And that's just really exciting. While I'm on the hay subject, let me show you real fast. This is what's left over of the last 2 rolls of hay. That's how much they did not eat. And over there's a second one. That's how much hay they did not eat. So over here, what you can see is I have another roll that I've put in there, and they're just picking and choosing what they eat. There's a lot of wasted hay there on the ground, folks. Anyway, guys, this video started off being simply about a little issue I was having with the water. The cows had accidentally turned the water on. I saw it when I came out this morning. And it's going to end on our alpha male right there running Dixie away just because he wants to be in the video. The third section of the barn is going to be a place I can park things. Folks, I have my tractor that needs to stay out of the weather. You know, a tractor will last you a good 40 years. It does. It is not uncommon to see folks who have a tractor that has lasted them 20, 30, 40 years if it's treated right. So I can do all the maintenance myself. I made sure to buy a brand of tractor that is very easy maintenance, and I can do most of that myself. It has to only go in once a year for the big servicing that I can't do. My tractor will sit right here. It's out of the rain, out of the sun. Now, sure, it can get some wind and whatnot, but you know what? We don't have that kind of winds here in Texas necessarily, unless we're having a hurricane or tropical storm. So my tractor will stay nice and dry. This is what Jami got me for Christmas. This is my toolbox. My tools will stay right here out of the weather. They'll stay right here, attached to my tractor for the most part. And so I got a place for my tractor and my tools. I have enough place up front to park the lawnmower, to park the side-by-side. I can park things in here and keep them out of the weather. Right now, those things have been parked either inside the barn, you know, the bigger barn getting into our way, or they're just sitting out in the side yard, and that's just not good. But it's a really neat place to park stuff. So many times I go down and get packages from the road, and when I come back up, it's late sometimes, it's dark, and I'm having to unload them all so they don't get wet. Now I can just pull them right up in here and set them there and get to them the next day when I have time. But it'll give us a way to kind of clean out the front of the barn where we have all those things parked now, a place we can put those things, that equipment, out of the weather. And so, folks, I guess I just want to end this video by saying the new year is upon us, and as horrible as 2020 has been for people, with the pandemic, and then of course with the financial woes that have come from the pandemic, the number of people that you've lost, the number of holidays that you've had to go alone. 2020 for us has had those same effects. I've been blessed to have kept my job as a teacher. We work through it. Jami has pretty much kept most of her jobs. There was a couple of hospitals who she operates that did not make it through the pandemic. Yeah, that's true. Jami's department is OBGYN, and there were some smaller programs that shut down. So she lost a few contracts. But we've lost some babies this year. Everyone knows we've lost quite a few babies, but we've gained a few as well. We've gained a few babies as well. It's been a rocky year, but for us here at the sanctuary, as far as the blessings that we've received from people, even folks who are going through hard times, who have, who love these babies as much as we do and have given to them, we couldn't be happier and couldn't be more blessed. Seriously, we could not be more blessed. $2.50 a month doesn't seem like much. And people have contacted us and says, how can they give more? And folks, we don't want you to. We don't want you to. We are slowly getting all of our needs met. It takes a couple of months per project, but we couldn't be happier to wait and plan. I'll try to walk over here and show you what our next project is. We're going to build the littles. Hi, sweet baby. She's saying, where in the world is my breakfast? So all the animals, oh my God, they've been playing with my blue flags. They've been playing with my blue flags. Of course, the little goats. So I'm going to build them their own little shelter over here. You can see there's some blue flags lying on the ground. Look right there beside Lenny's feet. And so there's my measuring tape all strung out. Darn it. I had a place measured out over here where we're going to eventually build them their own little place over here. And it's going to be really neat. So it's going to take a couple of more months of savings, but that's what we do. And that way, when we'll be able to access this part over here to allow Tex, Santana, and Pearl more room. So as of right now, hi Pearl. So as of right now, Tex and Santana and Moo only have a very small section to get into whenever it's raining. This is the only part that they got that keeps them out of the sun, out of the rain. And they do huddle up in here, but it's too small. So what we're going to do is, once we can build these guys a little bit bigger section, then we'll open this up so all this can belong to Tex and his pasture. Of course, Santana when she's visiting. And so we have plans. It's all, we constantly plan, and we're so blessed to have this. But you've seen those nights. You have seen those nights where all those animals bundle up in here, and it's cute how they all gather up, find a place to sleep. But it's also sad for Tex and his friends not having a place to go. Not really, because they're still pretty much stuck into elements. So we're working on some things. Folks. So I guess I'm going to end the video now. There's nothing cuter than seeing a cat doing something funny. Of course, most folks are saying, no, end it on Cornholio. End it on Cornholio. A lot of y'all are saying, wait, let's just see one more peek of Petunia. Let's just get one more peek of Petunia. All right. And some are saying, no, it has to be Pick Trudy. Cornholio saying, no, end it on me. So I'm going to choose to go over here to Gloria, because she's our newest addition, our newest rescue. Look at her feet, folks. Look at her feet. You can see how good they're looking compared to how they looked before. Wow, look at those things, Cornholio. What a pretty girl you got. She's a really pretty girl, Corny. We love her. Cornholio's like saying, back off, bub. Look at him. He's trying to shield her from me. Oh, Lord. And here comes trouble. All right, there's trouble. And that, folks, is for sure where we're going to end this video. I'll just kind of pan back and show you the whole motley crew. There you go, the whole motley crew. All right, thank you, folks.